Her name was Kalen Jiro. And when the last transport left the doomed planet of Darsa 9, she was the only human aboard. Not because she was chosen, but because no one else survived. She had not been a soldier. Not an officer. Not even a scientist. Kalen was a logistics coordinator, a mid-level civilian contractor assigned to coordinate relief shipments to a failing colony. She had no medals, no training for survival in hostile environments, and no reason to believe the universe would remember her name. But when the fires of extinction began to fall, when the skies of Darsa 9 turned red and entire cities were glassed by orbital ion cannons, Kalen was still on the ground. She didn't run. There was nowhere left to run. Her final report was never filed. Her body was never recovered. Her name was etched on a digital wall of the lost, her memory left in the back-end logs of a dying colony system. Except she didn't die. She endured. Darsa 9 was believed to be a failed experiment. A colony seeded for mineral harvesting, thought to be free of intelligent life, until they woke something in the ice crust. The Zervarn, an alien intelligence buried for millennia, struck back without warning. They didn't negotiate. They didn't declare war. They simply erased what didn't belong. Kalen survived the first wave buried beneath the rubble of the colonial supply dome. Her leg broken, her comms destroyed, she dragged herself through the ash on bloodied hands and knees. For days she survived on canned synth food and melted coolant. And then the dreams began. The Zervarn weren't just destroyers. They were psychics. They flooded the minds of their enemies with illusions, drowning soldiers in memories until they screamed themselves mad. Kalen, isolated and injured, should have fallen. But she didn't. Instead of collapsing into grief, she reached into the dream. And it reached back. The consciousness that touched her was fragmented, ancient, cold, but curious. Kalen wasn't a soldier or a threat. She was unknown. A variable. And so, instead of crushing her, the Zervarn studied her. And through them, she saw their history, their fear, their reason for war. They had been hunted once, by something older than humanity. Their aggression wasn't vengeance. It was preemptive survival. Kalen didn't try to justify humanity. She didn't beg for mercy. She simply understood. And something inside her shifted. When the Zervarn withdrew, Kalen awoke changed. Her veins glowed faintly in the dark. Her thoughts echoed in strange harmonies. And she knew how to rebuild the transmitter. Not from memory, but from the alien schematics that now lived inside her. She sent a single transmission. Survivor of Darsa 9. I am not alone. And then she vanished. 3 years passed. The universe mourned Darsa 9 as a tragedy. The Zervarn were declared an extinction-level threat. Humanity prepared for war. But amid the military buildup, a series of unexplained events unfolded across the outer systems. A pirate armada ambushed near the Airy cluster suddenly surrendered mid-battle. The warlord's ships melted without fire. A smuggler found an ancient ruin on a drifting planet, its walls etched with human names, including Kalen Jiro. On a derelict freighter drifting beyond charted space, a crew was found unconscious, each one clutching objects from Kalen's past, her ID badge, her data tablet, even the coat she wore on her last recorded video. Rumors spread. Some said she'd become part of the Zervarn. Others claimed she'd tamed them. A few believed she was dead, and these were echoes of an AI built in her image. But then a moon vanished. Not exploded. Not shattered. Just gone. Replaced with a burning symbol visible only to human eyes, a flame inside a circle, the insignia of Kalen's old logistics division. The galaxy paid attention. And then, Kalen returned. She arrived not in a fleet, but alone. A single obsidian ship, shaped like a spiraled eye, emerged from slipspace above Earth's moon. Defense systems went live. Generals screamed for shields. But nothing moved. The ship hovered silently. And then, from its base, Kalen stepped forward. She wore no armor. No crown. Just a threadbare coat, the same one from the colony logs. But her presence made metal hum. Satellites twisted in orbit to look directly at her. Gravity bent slightly around her form. And when she spoke, her voice wasn't amplified, yet it echoed in every ear across the planet. You left me to die. I did not die. Panic spread through command centers. She continued. The Zervarn showed me what we refused to see. They feared what we might become. But I am what we already are. I have not come for revenge. I have come to prepare you. Because they are coming. The ones who hunted the Zervarn. The ones who created war as currency. I returned with fire. Will you burn with me, or rise from it? Then she turned and walked back to her ship. She didn't wait for permission. She didn't ask for allegiance. She offered truth. And the galaxy trembled. In the months that followed, Kaelin appeared across the stars. She lit beacons on dead worlds, unlocking vaults filled with ancient technology. She summoned fleets of Zervarn ships, now redesigned, organic, grown from hybrid seeds of human and alien engineering. She freed colonies trapped under corporate warlords, tore apart military satellites with a gesture, and erased the names of slavers from every registry in the galactic hub. The people began to follow her. They called her the Flamewalker, the Survivor Queen, the last passenger. But her message remained the same. You feared the Zervarn. But you have forgotten who taught them to fear. Humanity had not yet met the true enemy. They came 1 year later. The architects. Silent, moon-sized entities drifting into charted space, turning stars into dead cinders. The Zervarn fled. Other species fell. And Earth, once proud, now begged Kaelin for leadership. She didn't answer immediately. She simply stood before the first architect, a thing of metal and void, and she burned. Not in death. In defiance. Her body blazed with alien fire. The architect halted. For the first time in its unknowable age, it paused. Because it recognized her. Kaelin wasn't just a survivor anymore. She was a signal. The last message of a species that refused to kneel. The living memory of all humanity's pain and fury, carried in the heart of a single woman who had once been forgotten beneath the rubble of a doomed planet. She was not chosen. She chose herself. The battle is not over. But the fire has begun. Across the stars, new fleets rise. Fleets not of conquerors, but of defenders, diplomats, dreamers. All following the legacy of a woman who was once counted among the dead. Kaelin Giro. The last passenger of a lost world. And the first to return, not with fear but with fire.